In this video, we're going to take a look at the Losi 8, unbox it, go through a quick break-in period, do a quick speed test, and then take it off-road for a little bit of test passing. All right, y'all, I told you guys I was going to get one, and this is the second Losi car I got. So this is going to be the Losi 8 Nitro Buggy. So there's going to be a link in the description. If you haven't gotten one, you may want to pick one up. I think Amain still has some still in stock. So I'm just going to unbox this really quick. I kind of already opened it up and looked at it because I was geeked to actually get this and run this and actually look at it. So what I'm going to do in this video is, of course, we're going to do a quick unboxing. I'm gonna go through a quick break-in period. It's about 3 to 5 tanks, and I'll probably try to film a little bit of the break-in period. I'm not gonna film the whole thing, but I'll show you guys what I did for it. I'm gonna talk to a couple of buddies, Nitro buddies. I did go to Hobbytown in Buford, and I did talk to Hunter up there. We did talk about several things. If I can get out there to him later today, he can help me with the break-in, and we can talk about that because he's actually a racer, and they break theirs in a lot different than the normal person does. I mean, they do certain things. We talked about bringing the temperature up to 210, bringing it back down, and bringing it back up. So they do a lot more tuning with their cars. But anyway, let me quit my yap and let's go ahead and get this box open. And look at that beauty in there. Smell of a new car. So the radio and stuff is going to be, of course, in this box. Like I said, y'all, I did already look at this. I ain't even gonna lie. All right, y'all, here it is in all its glory. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful buggy with that. So they did do a couple of upgrades from what I know from the previous when they first released. They got a different radio with it, this SLT3 radio, which is actually a good radio for this. And like I said, I've already taken this out and kind of looked at it a little bit earlier. So they do give you, of course, double A's for your radio, and then they give you a tool, tire tool for it. And then the wing for it's going to be right here. So I'll put that on as I'm kind of going through the break-in period or whatever with that. You get some decals in there as well. Now you will need kind of a starter nitro kit. So I did pick this up, get that little glare off of there from Amazon. So you can get something similar from your local hobby shop too. But you will need some kind of starter kit if you don't have this. If you're first getting a nitro. I haven't had a nitro on this channel forever and a day. I think the last one I had was actually somebody else's JATO years ago or something like that. So I'm definitely going to have to go through a break-in period and stuff with this. But looking at this beautiful buggy, you guys see how good this thing looks. I'm not going to try to do too much on this unboxing as far as close-ups and all that stuff. Of course, this wing is going to go right there on there with that. And we're going to do the break-in period tomorrow morning, where we're going to, I think, let it sit idle for 2 full tanks, and then I think the third tank you can kind of run it at quarter throttle or something like that. But I'll look at a couple of things, and I'll talk to some Nitro guys tomorrow too with this. I don't know if I'll be able to get up to the track that they actually run it. It'd be pretty good to be able to do that. But I also got fuel too. I think I got 30%. Hobbytown in Buford recommended 30%. It was either 20 or 30. And they just recommended to go ahead. If I can get this pin out, there we go. They did recommend to do 30% instead of 20%. So here it is in all its glory. Now I did go ahead and unscrew this, where there's actually a battery in here, and it's, if you guys probably can hear it, but it's actually on the charger, and that fits in here. I know some guys go ahead now and they upgrade to lipo batteries and stuff like that, which I probably will do at some point, because I can actually fit some lipos I have in there pretty good with that. And then I'll also be doing a possible electric conversion at some point in time. So you can buy a little oil right there. You can buy the electric conversion, which is basically kind of the motor mounts and the components to strap like the lipo and stuff in, for about $92 to $95. So I'll put a link down below in the description for that if you have one. I'm going to do, because I will do it at some point. I probably should have gotten a second one so that I can have one nitro and then one electric. Would actually be pretty cool to have both of these. But like I said, they're pretty much sold out at Horizon. Amain may still have some in stock. I'm not sure. It does say it's going to ship in a couple days. So if you haven't gotten one, you may want to go to Amain and get it. And I did get another glow plug and stuff just in case. I just got one extra one. Probably have to get a couple more of those picked up, and some filters and stuff at some point in time with this. But that's going to be this unboxing. So let me go ahead, let me get these batteries charged up, get everything in here, and get ready to get this to be broken in. And I can't wait to get this running, because the sound and the smell of nitro just at certain times is just, you guys know how it is. So anyway, let me go ahead and let's move forward with this break-in. All right, y'all, this break-in process is going to be pretty long. I'm actually going to show everything we kind of did for this. So if you want to skip this whole break-in process, there'll be some timestamps below where you can actually click and go to the speed run and the bashing. All right, and just to talk through a little bit of this, I kind of sped it up a little bit because it would take be a very, very long video. So, I mean, I'm basically out there hanging out with some friends, and we're just chatting and talking RC car stuff, and have several cars out there. So like I said, I'm going to show you guys pretty much this whole process we went through for this. Getting the buggy out, we had to heat it up because it was like 30 degrees this morning when we were out there. So we're kind of just going through a couple of things. Of course, you see they're putting some fuel and stuff in it. Everybody kind of wanted to pitch in, so I was like, go ahead, I'll film. So I don't mind the extra help. I never try to not get extra help when I'm doing stuff like this. So that's why you see so many hands with this. So there we're trying to get a little bit of fuel on the line. Engine's pretty much warm from heating it up, and we're just going through the process of actually firing it up for the very first time. Like I said, it took a few minutes to get this, not even a few minutes, probably 30, 40 seconds to get it going. There's a couple of things we were just kind of chatting and joking around as we were going through this. And like I said, everybody kind of wanted to have their hands in it that was around. So I appreciate the help as always, because it's hard for me to film and do all this all at once without help from other people. So Alex and my friend Jeff actually pitched in to help get this thing going. Now, Jeff was being kind of funny because once we were breaking it in, he kept grabbing my radio and hitting the throttle. We were like, Jeff, leave it alone. So here's kind of the break-in process. We got it running. We had it somewhat on. We put the throttle just to turn it just a tad bit, but then from this point we just kind of let it go on idle for a minute. So like I said, you guys are going to see this whole process. It's going to go through I think about 2.5 tanks we did this on. I'm not going to play the whole duration of it, but we went through like I think 2.5 tanks. And then I did a very, very, very light run at about less than 20% throttle, where I was kind of going back and forth and then stopping.
Why do you drive for a while?
Like I said, you'll see a little bit here where we're just going through the tanks and stuff. I just figured I'd film. It was actually, since I haven't had a Nitro on the channel, like I said, for a long time and owned one for a minute, I figured I'd go through the process too, just for my sake, because I like to always go back to some of my old videos and look at some of the stuff that I've done with them. And sometimes I'm just kind of chilling and stuff, and I like to do that. But that's kind of what you're seeing here again, where this may be this after we did 2 tanks and we're just letting it kind of idle just for a little bit, and then we let the throttle go for a minute. And like I said, if you guys want to skip through this, I'm beating a dead horse. Look at the time stamps. You can go ahead and go to the speed run we did of this, and then you can also go to the bashing and stuff. So there's always going to be timestamps or time codes in there. We're checking the temperatures and stuff there too. I did follow Hunter's advice. We were talking about it, and they were like, yeah, we forgot about that. So we did let it break in. It had a certain temperature, and we let it cool all the way down, and then we kind of went through the process again. So it's a pretty long process. It takes you about 30 minutes, but being around people and chatting kind of made the time go by pretty quick. And here's going to be the first initial run at about 20% or less. I mean, I'm basically just driving the vehicle, and you guys, it's not even a big area with it. Now, it still needs to be tuned a little bit from this point, but I was just trying to finish doing a proper break-in with this. And this is part of the process of it. This is one of the reasons why in the past I really didn't get nitros too much, because I always was hesitant about the break-in. But when you have people around you, to me, and when you're talking to other people, it kind of helps the time go by. And then they give you pointers and tips and stuff for it. So it's always good, and it's a new card too, so it's always good for that. So I'll probably have more nitros on the channel at some point in time. If you guys like to see stuff like this, put it down in the description. I don't do a lot with this, but this is what you guys want to see, kind of this, and you want to see some build videos too. So put that down in the description, because at some point in time, no time soon, I will be modifying this with a different pipe. Maybe put a different engine or something, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to go straight to electric. People are like, oh, you're going to go to electric right away. No, I'm not. I got plenty of electric buggies, so I kind of want to have something a little bit different and unique in my stock of RCs. And this is going to be my first brand new, not something used. I think the last new one I had was the HPI RS4. Y'all know that was a long time ago, and I didn't break that in properly at all, and it was very loud. My neighbors came out and was like, what is that noise? You can't be doing that. So anyway, this is going to be this process for this. I'll try to speed it up a little bit, and then we're going to get to the speed run of this, which I'm actually going to have to kill some of the volume because it is pretty loud with a nitro, and then we'll get to some off-road running. Alright, y'all, so here we go for the speed test. Like I said, there's not a lot of talking because it was a nitro vehicle and it was loud, and I was kind of screaming in through the mic, so I may talk a little bit through this, but I'm actually testing it stock out the box. I did a little tuning. I should have let it warm up a little bit more, but I didn't. We got several different readings on it at one point in time, and I didn't film it after I did all this, and it was really warmed up. I got about 40 miles per hour or so out this. These first runs, I was getting in the mid-30s, and you guys will see all that there, but I wish I would have recorded it when it actually hit 40 miles per hour. So it is capable of 40 miles per hour, maybe a little bit more out the box when you have experience and you can tune it right. So I do recommend, if this is your first nitro, talk to some nitro guys. There's nothing wrong with that, with talking to them, getting some more information and experience, because everybody has some knowledge they can share. And you guys will see that there. It's kind of going to have a glare and stuff, but you guys see there 33. So I think I went back in and I let it run around a little bit more, let it warm up some more, and then we went ahead and started again. So like I said, you'll see a couple of tests in here because I wanted to kind of maximize the speed for it. And it could be tuned a little bit more probably from what I was doing. Like I said, I'm trying to learn it better as I progress forward, because I think you guys want to see more nitro on my channels as well. And I'm going to have some planes and boats and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to get into a lot more stuff this year with this. But don't laugh. I know a lot of people are like, oh, 35, 40 miles per hour is kind of slow. You want to go 50, 60. Bashing is so much more different than racing. And I've raced before, and I've been to tracks before. You're not going to do 6S on a track. I mean, you can, but you're going to be all over the place. I think for racing, you want to go between probably about 43 to maybe about 50 at the most on the track, because you won't be able to control the vehicle that much. You don't want to have the fastest speed runner on the track, meaning that you can do the fastest straight line, because that's not going to get you anywhere. But a lot of corner marshals mad at you for flipping the vehicle over a whole lot. So like I said, it's going to go through a lot of testing with this back and forth. And the vehicle, like I said, went 40 miles per hour. Just upset that I didn't record that. I think I was going back and forth with it and playing with it off-road after I filmed all this, and then came back and tested it again. I said, oh, 40. But I didn't want to just show you guys 40, because people are like, oh man, you put that on something else and you didn't go 40. But it actually did. When I got through getting it warmed up, played with it, tuned it a little bit more as best as I could, I actually got 40 miles per hour out of it. So you'll see a couple of different things here. Let's see what we got here. 36. So you guys see the speed is actually going up. I think I might have topped out at 37 or 38 miles per hour in this last run. And then I was like, I'm taking this thing off-road, because that's what it's meant for, was for off-road and for racing, especially for people that are beginners or novice in this, trying to get into racing and trying to get into nitro. That's what this is built for, because you can always, just like electric cars, upgrade it, make it faster, tune it, and all that. So I didn't expect, 60, 70 mile per hour vehicle running out here. I think some nitro guys have gotten these up for speed runs and gotten up pretty good. But that's not why I got this. I got this to run it off-road, and I got it to try to take it to the track And they do have, I haven't raced in God knows how long, so I'll probably have to race this in the novice class, beginner class for the first race, and then from that point, go up to a different class because it's been a minute, but I definitely plan on taking this out. Let's see what kind of speeds we got there. See, 33, then it went back down. And that's because I think when I changed stuff out, it cooled down somewhat, and I didn't do things right, and I was trying to retune it and stuff. So that's one thing about nitros is you do have to kind of tune it. You gotta kind of have the ear, smell, and sight for it as well. Sometimes it's more smoke coming out, blah blah blah, this and that. So there's a lot to learn about it, but once you learn it, you learn. It's like riding a bike. Then you know. It's like riding a bike, and you know one tire is flat in the front, so you know what to do to make adjustments for that. And the same thing can be said for nitro, and even for guys that know electric cars. Guys that go from nitro to electric have some small issues where they don't know all the stuff you can do for electric cars because it is a different breed of RC. But and I'm trying not to talk too much to this. I can't remember which parts I talked through here. But you guys see there, we're going to test this again, see what we got. See, 35. So the speed does vary, but like I said, this is me trying to figure out how to tune this right and get this right for this. I think this is the actual last test for it. And a lot of you guys that are nitro guys or been in nitro for a while, you can hear the differences in it. So I know some of y'all are keyboard warriors. You need to do this, you need to do that. Y'all calm down. It'll be okay. We'll get this right over time. I know kind of everybody's trying to be expert on it, but here goes. I think this last run for it. And you guys will see the speed there. All right, y'all, so what you're going to see is going to be a clear, uncut off-road run of this. I'm not even going to try to do any editing magic to make this thing more than what it is or whatever like that. So this is going to stop in just a minute, but I'm going to kill the volume. So I'm not even going to play music because I like the sound of the nitro vehicle, and that's kind of music enough for our ears. So I took this out, I ran it, looks a lot faster off-road, but you'll see when I run this in its entirety in just a minute how good the buggy actually runs. Like I said, it needs to be tuned and all that just a little bit more, but it's a racing buggy right now. It's not a speed buggy, and people can bash them and stuff as well, which will take it off to a couple of places, maybe in the skate park, and we'll do that. But like I said, what you're about to see is just going to be a complete open field run. I wanted to kind of get used to it, and I just wanted to kind of enjoy the day. It started warming up, and it was about 55 degrees or so, and I did just take this out just for a general run. So that's what you're going to see in just a second. It's actually going to play right about now. All right, y'all. Hopefully y'all can hear me. If not, I'll have to come back and do some audio editing on this. So this is where this is gonna shine basically off-road. Hopefully it's not too loud. I think it's actually faster than the 36s I mentioned. Somebody should be between 35 and about 40. So I gotta do some tuning with this. This is just my first initial run. So I will be taking this up to Loganville. I know you guys have been asking me about that. It's actually performing good though. So the electric version does well. And this is no exception to the rule. So it won't be that much talking. All right, so I am gonna go back and check the temperatures real quick. That was about 4 minutes of solid running. Bring this back over and check the temperatures real quick. Guys, see, that's not bad at all. I should have took this off. So there you guys go. This was actually good and fun. I can't wait to get this out and run it again. I'll be doing some stuff a little bit later on with it. But I know it was long, but put your comments down below. I'll definitely be getting this back out, getting some ramps and stuff, and doing a little bit of bashing with it. So as always, don't forget to like, subscribe. Hope you stay till the end and stay till the next video. Appreciate you guys watching.